If you want to remove negative people, you stay positive. When they say something negative, you say something positive. You keep staying positive, guess what? They gonna walk away. They gonna leave. And if you have control over your environment, like in your house, and you put nothing but positive, negative stuff, they gonna walk away. I don't know. I don't know if this is a husband, boyfriend you're talking about. Maybe some people, you say people, you just stay positive. They say something negative and you meet it with a positive word. But let me be clear. If you got negative people in your life giving you negative vibes, saying negative things, then first you must check yourself and see what you saying to yourself that's negative, that these people are manifesting to you negative words. You came into this world in as a winner. So why are you losing now? Because you forgot. You forgot who you are. You forgot your true divinity. You forgot where your true power lies. You place power in people's idea of you and not the power in your truthful idea of yourself. So change the idea of who you are, change your life. Change how you see yourself. Change the idea that you allow external things control what's inside of you. Change the idea that you need people to validate you in order to feel like you're something. So many people see success in other people's and they want that success, but they don't want to break old habits. You'll never have success that way. If you're going to stay the same person that don't have success now, you're not going to get success being that same person. You're not going to get the success hanging out with the same people. You're not going to get the same success with the same entertainment habits that you had before. You're going to have to give those things up. You got to give it all up. Yeah, so I think the 24th, we're going to go visit Portugal because actually, you know, with all of the things that we're thinking about actually purchasing property outside the country, you know, even may not even live here anymore in the States. Shoot, they used to get a little shaky. Who knows? But that's what we're doing. But see, I'm saying that to say this, you could do the same thing. The only reason why you may not be doing these things because your consciousness not accepted the fact that you can do them. And that's why I'm talking about the economy of the mind. Because how you're living, what you're doing, what you're finding yourself doing on a daily basis, or how you're living is based off the economy of your mind. So ask yourself the question, and this is a direct question. So ask yourself a question. So just take time this minute right now. Look at your situation. I'm sure most people listening to me, the only reason why you're listening to me because you want something different. You want something better. You want to feel better about yourself. You want to feel better about your life. You want to feel better about your life. You want to feel better about work, whatever that is, right? So there's always room for improvement or being better. So look at your situation and look at how it is and ask yourself a question. My current situation, why is it this way? Now, if you're answering that question saying, well, because I have this bad job, because I can't do this, saying a bunch of I can'ts and blaming reasons outside of you, things outside of you, then you are looking in the wrong direction. And that's why this situation is the way it is. Because the first place you need to check is your thought process. How do I view money? What do I think is a lot of money? What do I believe to be a lot of money? Read that scripture and that kind of like, how would he curse a tree that wasn't bearing fruit, but it wasn't supposed to be bearing fruit? Now, when I heard Reverend Ike preach on it, he said, well, you know, anything that doesn't produces any fruit, what's the use for it? He went to the tree to get the fruit. There was no fruit. And he said, may no one get fruit from you. So let's look in our life. How many times, or apply it to yourself? Maybe you're the tree. Maybe it's the message in that is that you're the tree that is supposed to bear fruit, but all you have is leaves. All you have is, what are leaves? You keep, you know, the leaves weren't edible. He was looking for the fruit. Are you just a person who just stands there and just look pretty, look handsome, but you're not bearing any fruit? You're not producing anything of value. And what I mean by a value, are you producing anything value of for yourself, for self-improvement? Because in order to improve anything, you have to improve yourself. The first job that you have is to improve yourself, to make yourself better for yourself so that you can be better for the world. Peace, peace. What's up? What's up? It's Sunday, December the 1st, first day of December, last month of the corporate new year under the Gregorian calendar. If you don't know, this is not the true new year that God intended. The true new year is March when the things are coming back to life. The things are getting greener. But since we live in a corporate society, a corporate monopoly, they change up the calendar, change up the days to throw you off and give you a perception of life that's totally opposite in a direct contradiction to what God intended you to live and how he intended you to see things. So according to their calendar, we have only 31 days left to the year. And it'll be January 1st, 2025. And it's that time where we decide, how do we want this next year to be? How do we want this next year to look? I hope by now you've already planned it out, like really planned it out, not just had it as an idea in your head, written down some goals, started working on those goals, because I believe that if you start working on them now, you'll be really fully set for when it actually turns January 1, 2025. I set up the money ritual or prosperity ritual. I already set it up. I'm going to send that out today through Telegram. I'll send the invite out. As a matter of fact, I might as well just go ahead and do it now because I do have Telegram up. Let's see. Where is it? I know I set this meeting up. Let's go find it. There it is. There it is. So let me copy it, and I'm gonna put it. Copy invitation, and I'm gonna put it in the Instagram chat right now for you guys. Everybody's welcome to join, as long as you're coming with a positive spirit. You could join in. Any negativity, you just stay home. Don't waste your time. And come in there. So there it is. There it's in the Telegram chat. Actually, I'll put it in the if it'll take it. It might not take it. It's there, but I don't think it's all of it's in the chat. But I'm gonna send it out by way of email anyway. So, is my chat working? Usually people are commenting, and I don't see any people. Maybe maybe they say everybody's still, not too many people are on right now. Let's see. It's streaming. Everyone's streaming. Hindsight Radio. Okay, everybody probably still on a holiday, so they'll just catch the recording. Something came to my attention before I get into what I'm going to talk about. Interference is out of the book, Neville Goddard's. If y'all could see that Neville Goddard collection. Before I get into that, I just want to bring something up, and I'm gonna have a meeting tonight. Around 9:00, I'm gonna have a meeting with it. I'm gonna send a blast out on Instagram to go more in depth about this. So the other night, yesterday early morning, someone sent me an email. And the email said, "Hey brother, I watched your IRS webinar, and it said that you gave some information, some notices to the Social Security Administration, different entities. Do you still offer those items for free? And I responded and said, send me your receipt of the purchase, because that free items that go with that webinar are for a specific webinar, which is the IRS webinar. Very first one I did back in 2016. And I gave it as part of a newer webinar as well, but this person had the older one. So he sends me the receipt. And he had purchased the IRS webinar. He purchased 2 videos about recoupment process and some other, what do you call discovery template and some other thing I couldn't make out. But the catch was, he didn't buy that from me. He went to another website and bought these items. Of course, I was a little annoyed. And I was like, okay, you bought this from somewhere else, and then you emailing me for the free stuff. I didn't get to any benefit of your or appreciation for my work by buying it directly from me. Now, I'm going to give the guy, whoever it is, some leeway, because he, it just said IRS webinar. He don't know who taught that until he saw my face on the video. He said, oh, this guy's teaching it. But he bought it from someone else I used to work with. And I said, you went there to buy it, but you want me to give you the stuff free. So basically what I was saying is, maybe you should go to the person you bought it from and ask them to give you the free stuff that goes with that video. And this is something has been going on for a long time. Someone I used to work for and work with, and I'm going to call his name, Jonah Beck. I used to work with him. And on his website, he's selling things that I produced and I created in processes that I came up with through studying. And for a long time, I stayed silent. So I went into a deep, deep meditation on this, a deep, deep, deep thinking on this, because I'm not the person who wants to throw mud for mud, but I am the person who's just going to clear up the record. No malicious intent. I'm just going to clear the record up. And tonight I'm going to clear that up. I'm going to go down the whole history of our relationship, how we work together, and I'm going to show y'all receipts. Because it's time. It's time to show the receipts. See, let me show y'all something. Even in the Bible, God allowed his enemies to do whatever they had to do for a long time. He let it go. He let stuff go. No, y'all say what y'all want to say. Even Christ said, say what y'all want to say. Stone me, put me on this cross, whatever you want to do. Because in the end, the truth will always come to light. How did it come to light? After they did all the stuff they did to him, put him, persecute him, talked about him, and 3 days later, he was walking, hey, look, y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all just made me better. Who's the real master? I mastered death. Y'all said all this stuff. I wasn't this. I don't have to prove to you who God's son is. I'm going to show y'all after y'all do what y'all think is harm to me. So, yeah, just don't go with the, with the like a retaliation spirit. Go with the setting the record straight spirit. I know some of y'all been waiting a long time. Why can't we show, because it wasn't time. I had to let, sometimes you got to let people play in the playground and, think they really winning till it's time. And this is the time. So tonight I'm going to pull my receipts out that I've been holding in the vault. And we're going to have a discussion about this. And one of the second reason why I'm doing this, because if you buy something that I taught from somewhere else, you're not going to get the whole lesson because they didn't go through those experiences. They didn't experience that. So when you have questions, you can't go to them and get a full answer. You'll get an answer. I don't know if it's going to be a good one, but you want to come to the person who that IRS webinar is directly from my experience. And all of my webinars are directly from my experience, not anyone else's. Not somebody else, hey, get this, you should be able to do this. No, it's what I went through, the trial and error I went through to figure out how to fix these things. Now, I knew that he didn't buy that from me by the question when he asked me for the free stuff, because all of my stuff is in a folder. So when I upload it, it has all of the stuff that is required to go with those videos. You see? And I was like, how come this is happening now, right at the beginning of a new month? Because this is 2024 is a number 8 year. You had it's an 8 years, it's a year of karma, it's a year of setting, bringing out truths. And as you can see throughout the year, truths have been coming out all over the place, crazy stuff, you know. But this is the truth here, because 2025, guess what? It's a 9 year of completion. That's where you're supposed to reap in all year. That's the year of reaping harvest. This year was laying foundation, purging truths from you, untruths out of your life. And I've had a lot of stuff revealed to me this year. The amount of stuff that I went through this year, I've never experienced a year like this ever. But then when I did my ritual, I asked for cleaning out anything that was in my way to take me to the next level. And this is why I'm saying, when y'all doing these rituals, y'all got to be careful. Well, let me say, y'all have to be mindful of what you're asking for. You're going to get it. And when you get it, be ready. Because there was a lot of uncomfortable truths that came my way this year. A lot of realities came to fruition that I was aware, but not fully aware. But at the same time, although it was painful at times to deal with those things, it also opened me up to see who I was in that situation. And this is what you're going to go through as your elevation is never a process that's complete. Once you get to one level, unless you want to stay right there and you done pass the test for that level and you want to stay right there, you can stay there. You can choose. That's what God has created you with, this free will of choosing your journey, your process. But me, I'm hungry for more information, more truths. And I realized when I started asking this journey many years ago, every time I got, man, that was rough. But hey, it was great. But then as I keep going, it just gets rougher and rougher. The storm is even bigger. But it's part of the process. Because you come and get a consultation from me, I could actually give you real life experience now on most of the stuff y'all talk. It's nothing most people call me with any consultation. If you get on a consultation, I mean, you guys are paying for 30 minutes, but literally 10 minutes, your problem is pretty much you got a clear path to where you need to go. Most of the reason why it lasts 30 minutes is because someone just wants to talk or get something off their chest. And that reminds me. I also, in my deep meditation, I wonder if I'm going to get to this topic of interference. Well, this is part of interference. This is, yeah, y'all need to be sharing the show, man. I'm talking right now. Some of y'all who've been with me a long time been wanting answers, and y'all going to get them. I'm giving out the answers. clearing up some air. But in my meditation, I started to reflect on where my businesses was in the beginning and to where it is now. And I made some changes throughout that time. But then something said, you know what, you need to go back and go back to how you was in the beginning and keep it there and don't change it. So I'm going back to where I was in the beginning, and that is my consultations. They right now they $97 for 30 minutes, right? That's what they are. So now they're going back to the very beginning. In the very beginning, they were only $50. $50. So that's what I'm changing them. So don't go on there now because I haven't updated it yet. I'm gonna go and change them. And I know when I put it at 50, man, I was getting a lot of conversation, but I know I'm gonna be swamped now. Because that $97 made a difference. You know, we're dealing with a hard economy. I know how hard it's been because I've experienced some of those hardships. I mean, me being the master of what I do, I know how to mentally shift. But this year, I know I can't. I know I'm not uh, making any assumptions that are not true. That I believe most people had a hard time keeping their mind focused on the path they wanted to be on and on their money at the same time. Try to stay focused. You know, hey, you see it as I'm wealthy and things. I know it was difficult this year. And I'm going to tell you, it's not you, it's the energy of this year. This was a testing year. This was a year of test to see if you can just stay consistent with this and not get caught up in paying attention to the illusion of lack. Because you're not lacking anything. Everyone that's listening to me, one that's will listen to me, y'all all wealthy. Why? Because you come from a source of infinite abundance. So there's no such thing as lack. The only reason why there's lack is the idea of lack, the consciousness of lack. That's where the lack is. You see? That's where your lack is. That's where it only exists. And if it exists there in your consciousness, it will exist in your physical reality. So the source of making a change is where? Your consciousness. And connect to the real source of your power. The source of where you came from. You come from a designer who knew exactly what you needed and will need and know exactly how to provide for you. And so when you have an idea opposite of what you are designed to have, then guess what happens? Your designer can't work with you because he can only work with you in your abundant state of mind. Thinking lack is for the others, the world. The devilish minds, that's for them. The opposer. But the righteous mind knows, I'm good. I'm taken care of. I'm not going to pay attention to how much is in that bank account. I'm not going to let that keep me focused on what I don't have and just focus on what I have and be thankful for that and know that everything is taken care of. Now, let me remind you, when you're having these types of mindset, you're going to be tested. You're going to be pushed to the limit of whether you really believe this or not, or you're just going to buckle and cave in to your illusionary thinking of lack. You see? I done went on into the lesson. But when I'll send the email out to cut it, to you guys. Just remind you, if you're buying it from somewhere else and it's got my face on it, I'm teaching it, you're not buying it from the true source. You're not. Now, I haven't lately, and I'm supposed to be partnering up with a couple of people who will be able to sell my teachings, and then they get a percentage of it. I get a percentage of their sales for promoting it. I just been, and those of you, brother, what's his name? Indie Circle Ministry. He's gonna be one I'm working with. I just have not made the time to sit down and so we could hash all that out. So when you see him selling my stuff, it's approved because we have an arrangement. See, I don't mind people selling my things. I don't care who sells it, but can I get a cut? I want a cut. Come on. It's okay. Listen, there's no such thing as running out of making money. There's no such thing as that. That's imaginary. We could all make lots and lots of money. I want you guys to be teachers too. And shoot, some of y'all might be better teachers than me. You might figure something out. Hey, Akeem, you missed this. Yeah, I don't mind being corrected. And let me add this to this narrative. I never wanted to be the top dog in teaching this information. That was never my goal. I just simply wanted to know, and then through my knowing, I discovered a lot of lies. See, every ritual I ask for, one thing I'll reveal this to you all. Every ritual I always ask two things. Show me the truth of the path I need to go on, and remove anything and anyone from my life that is interfering with that path. Those are the two things I will always put in my ritual. And to this day, it has never failed me. Show me the truth. And guess what? People, man, you ask. I tell y'all ask for truth, y'all gonna get it. Now, the thing is, are you ready for the truth? Because some of that truth means you're gonna have to make some changes. You're gonna have to eliminate people. You have to get rid of things. And we so stuck with holding on to baggage that we can, like Lot's wife, right? She probably had a beautiful home back there when she was supposed to leave that God-forsaken city. And he said, leave, don't look back. See, when you look back at these old things that you enjoy, these pleasures, whatever it is, you're saying to God that he can't provide something better for you than what you already have. So what happened? She got stuck right there in her mindset. Pillar of salt, just stuck. Yo, well, you want to be there? That's what you want to hold on to? You don't know what the future holds. So you're stuck. And this is what happens when you keep looking back at things you need to get rid of. People you need exercise from your life. This is what happens. I didn't want to be the top, but because of circumstances and jealousy and wanting to be the one, to be the number one. See, I don't have to fight for number one spot because I ain't competing against nobody. So I'm always in the number one spot in my mind. And that's the way you should think. You're always in the number one spot because you are the only one with the unique relationship between yourself and the God in you. So you are number one. Everybody's number one. See, to the egoic mind, it can never perceive everybody being number one. It can only perceive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spot. This is why schools give you tests. And let them compete against each other. Let them fight and scramble against each other. because they get distracted from where their true power is, their true divinity. They so busy looking at that guy and trying to be better than this person. They're not knowing that God made you better already. You are better the way you are the best. And that's not arrogant to believe that. That's not narcissistic either. As long as you're not trying to beat people down and think you're more superior than other people. And you got to be mindful of how Christ behaved, right? He had these people who didn't even know how to heal themselves, just treat them like trash. And he still said to the Father, "Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do." He still looked away and said, "You know what? I could step on these mofos with one word." And what did he do? He just said, "You know what? I know I got power. I don't have to show it. I don't have to prove to them anything. But I'm going to clear the record up. I'm going to show you where the true power, because if you recognize me being Christ and the Christ within you, you'll be doing greater things than me. Just practice. Train your consciousness to knowing who you are, that you are the best. And because you're the best, you should have nothing but the best. Stop playing around. Go enjoy it. You got 31 days left of this year. If you got time, go take that vacation. Go take a couple of days off for yourself. Or whatever it is you've been pondering buying for yourself. Go, buy it. Go get it. That house. I was talking to my cousin yesterday, and they would talk about, they want to buy a house. Well, I'm just gonna wait. I want to do this. I want to do this at the right time, because I want to get rid of all. I don't want any this, and I don't want any that. And I was just listening. I have gotten to the point where I don't offer any spiritual advice to anyone who hasn't asked me for it. I just listen, and all I could hear is excuses why they shouldn't go buy the house. And they've been talking about buying a house for years now. And I'm like, just go buy that damn house. Buy it. Because no matter what your debt situation is, God is going to provide for you. It's going to work. It's going to work. I remember when I bought my first house, I didn't feel like I was making enough money to be able to afford it. It was going to be the highest monthly payment on a house living situation I've ever made. But what I discovered, I put myself in that situation, and I still have my house today. See, listen. If you are a Bible reader and you read the Bible, everybody God wanted something great for. He told them to do something, and they didn't even know where the hell they was going. Said, just go over here, go there, and they went, and then the blessings opened up. Joseph didn't know he was going to be over second in command over all of Egypt. When he got thrown in a pit, hoped to be eaten up by wild animals, and he ended up going into slavery for a while, and then he ended up in prison because somebody's wife accused him of sexual harassment. And then he gets into prison. He interpreted some dreams. Now he became second in command of Egypt's or Pharaoh's kingdom. He didn't know all of that. See, a lot of the stuff you're going through, you don't know where you're going to end up. But you got to remain faithful. You don't know. Like, listen, the people who go through the most, who allow themselves to remain transcended in those situations, get the biggest reward. See, the evildoers, all the people, they get theirs quick. They get their notoriety, they get their fame, they get all that quick, and then fast as it comes, it goes. The real powerful, influential people, the people who really got it going on, you don't even know who they are. You don't know they're not in the news, they're not nothing. Because real wealth is quiet. Real wealth is quiet. It's not flashy. They just move in silence. They do this. They make their deals and they good. See, all that stuff you see in the news is just for show. It's just to show you, to distract you. See, when you trying to raise your kid to be some football player, basketball player, something, that ain't wealth. That's money. They got a lot of money, but it ain't real. It ain't real wealth. Most of that stuff don't even last for a generation that these guys make. You know how many guys I know now who played in these leagues and they're right there with the regular folks. They started off regular, well, what they consider regular, and went right back there because they spent that money as fast as they got it. Real wealth is quiet. You won't know, and people don't need to know. But anyway, let's get into the topic. Chapter 11, interference, and that's part of what happened here. Interference. I'm minding my business. Somebody come send me this email. Okay, what is this? A lot of emotions rose up. I said, man, this cat selling this stuff, and that was his biggest gripe. If you go to listen to any of the beginning shows, he always complained about people selling his stuff. And then I had an epiphany. People sell my stuff all the time. Do y'all hear me complaining about this? First time you ever hear me really talking about it? Because actually, it's advertisement. Because they get it, and they end up contacting me anyway. So I end up getting the money somehow. Thank you. That's why I look at it. It's part of doing business. That's how you know you good, because people going to take the stuff and use it. That's what I wanted in the first place, right? But when people scream loud about always, and that's because they the ones who stole the information too. Another lesson of life. All right, here we go. You are free to choose the concept you will accept of yourself. So this one sentence says, whatever concept you believe in yourself, you have chosen that and agreed and contracted with that idea. Nobody else made you feel that way. No one else did this. And they said things to you. They said things to you, but it was you who chose to believe what they said to you. You accepted that. Get that through your head. That ain't nobody making you believe anything about yourself but you. And if you got people saying bad things about you and saying things to you negatively, then why are you still messing with these folks? You need to get out of there and go somewhere where people praise your presence instead of hating your presence. Okay? If you really do an inventory of all your friends, you start to realize you really don't have true friends. Because most people in your life, because they want something or need something, or something about your existence in their life is doing something for them. As soon as they don't need you, you don't see nothing. Or as soon as you really need people, you don't see nothing. Okay? Brothers, let me say this to you. As men, right, we expect to be protected, provided, and all that. You do realize, and some of y'all women won't like what I'm about to say, but hey, no one's ever agreed with me. If you really examine your relationships, your only existence to some of the people in your life is because of what you do. Let you not be able to do that and see how you get treated. And that's a reality. That's the cost of doing business as a man. And it's actually biblical. It is. Y'all want me to prove it? Oh, hold on. Let me prove it. Y'all think I'm playing. That's why you got to read your Bible. Because you'll see it's under What happened? It says right here, and this is just for them for you brothers. I could talk about the women too because he gave God gave two decrees to the woman and to the man. And it's in Genesis chapter 3. It says, "And to the man he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten of the tree about which I commanded you, you shall not eat of it. Curses the ground because of you. And toil you shall eat of all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face you shall eat bread until you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken. You are dust, and to dust you shall return." So what is he saying? He said it was decreed that the man's life will be very difficult in trying to protect and provide. Said it right there. So that's the course of being a man. You know, you'll look to handle business no matter what. And a lot of times you don't get appreciated. You see, listen, it says you supposed to be as Christ. Like love your wife as Christ loved the congregation. Do Christ ever? Most people don't even appreciate what Christ did, and that's basically how you're supposed to be, right? Now, it also said something else to the woman. It said, "To the woman, he said, I will greatly increase your pangs of childbearing, and in pain you shall bring forth children. Yet your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you." That's what the Bible said. Now, this I'm speaking to. Now, some of y'all may not believe in the Bible, but I'm talking to all the people that believe, Christians. Y'all, this is what it says. And other versions say other things, like it says, you will the woman shall desire to control her husband, but he shall rule over things like that. This is the order. If this is what you believe, this book you believe, and this is what it says. I didn't make this up. But if you look at how things operate, that's how it's been. So y'all take that. So brothers, don't sweat it. It's part of the course of being a man. Just handle your business and move on and be like Christ and just transcend the unappreciative attitudes that you get while you're trying to do your thing. All right? Okay. Therefore, you possess the power of intervention, the power which enables you to alter the course of your future. So you could think one day today and think some way, a different way tomorrow or now. Uh, let's get rid of tomorrow, like right now. So if you have some type of feelings of negativity going on, depression, whatever it is, you can change that. I'm not saying it's easy to change it. I'm just saying you can change it. Because if you're so programmed to think one way, it takes work to think something else. So that means you have to either put yourself around people that talk better, watch better programming, get you some better friends, listen to things that promote prosperity, promote uh, a better mindset. Go do some new things. Go get some books and audio to help you, assist you with that. And just binge listen to these things. That's the only way. The only way to overwrite bad programming is to overwrite it with good programming. That means repetition. You know, whenever I get into a super bad state of mind, guess what? I just throw Reverend I can just let it play all over. Wherever I go, I can hear it. Just let it play. The process of rising from your present concept to a higher concept of yourself is the means of all true progress. The higher concept is waiting for you to incarnate in the world of experience. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. Unto him be glory. Him that is able to do more than you ask or think is your imagination, and the power that worketh in us is your attention. So that imagination, having that extraordinary imagination of thinking way past where you are right now, imagining yourself in a better position. And it's okay to be extreme with your imagination. A lot of people say, no, be realistic. That's another way to dumb you down or keep you down. No. You can't think that much. No, there's no such thing. Go out there. Because the higher you put your consciousness, the more likely you, because it's going to be a process. That physical reality is always delayed. It will show up. It's okay. You're not, it's okay if they think you're crazy. See, if you can get rid of the idea and the desire to please people, that will change your life drastically. If you get rid of the idea of worrying about what people think of you, that's so much pressure that's relieved off your consciousness, just that right there. Because a lot of people operate in the spirit of, I better not do this because they may see me a certain way. Who cares, man? These people don't, after they see you, whatever, and have their opinion, they on to another opinion about somebody else. Y'all see it on YouTube and TV. Well, a few months ago, P. Diddy was the main topic of conversation. Then it was Kamala Harris. Then it was Trump. Then it was this. It's always something people attaching their minds to talk about. So that little mishap, whatever happened a while ago, they ain't even think about that no more. They wanted something else. Let it go. And even if they do have an opinion about it, so what? That's just that. Their opinion. Don't allow their opinion to govern your actions. Imagine yourself to be the ideal you dream of and desire. Remain attentive to this imagined state, and as fast as you completely feel that you're already this ideal, it will manifest itself as reality in your world. So you have to imagine and then feel that it's real. That's the power of God that God gave us. You can just sit there and feel wealthy, feel healed, and really know it. And science have proven these things, that people who had these illnesses, they just knew, no, I'm not sick. If you really study the medical industry, you go to the doctor feeling okay. Just go for a check. And then it's, oh, you got this lump. And then it's this, it's cancer. Do you realize it's the feeling and the idea of you have cancer and believing in that makes it grow? Your body is answering the call of your imagination. Your imagination is sending out signals to the body, and the body is saying, oh, I'm sick. So we're going to do everything to keep us sick. We have to change our belief systems. All right? Just because the doctor said you only have a few months to live doesn't mean that's true, because there's so many people that I know, like my daughter personally, they told her mother, oh, you need to have an abortion because she's going to be all deformed. You haven't been keeping up with your diabetes. Oh, they said all these things. And she's about to graduate high school. See, what if her mother bought into that? What if her mother really believed that? That's a life that have been extinguished because some man with some degree said she was going to have all of these problems. And my daughter barely gets sick. Barely. Every now and then. See what I'm saying? Stop letting man's words govern your actions. Yeah, that's a horrible thing to tell a mother. But he did it in his professional capacity. I remember when she told me what he said. I said, man, F that doctor. We ain't listening to that. It did. I never worried a day about it. Now, she did come out premature. And even then, it was acting shaky. But she fine now. See? Nobody did. That's because she wanted to live. See, the baby has no idea of what the doctor said. The baby just desired to live. Okay. And when she came out, they were like, um, she her lungs ain't gonna be this, all the stuff they were saying. And she came out screaming. So at I think she was like 3, not even 4 pounds. And she was supposed to be born January, I want to believe 28th or somewhere between the 26th and the 28th. That was the due date. Um, but she came out October the 20th, which was way according to them too early. But she here. See, that's what I'm saying. My life experience tells me that men do not dictate your path. You do. What you believe and what you hope for. You do that. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. The mystery hid from the ages, Christ in you, the hope of glory. The he is the first of these quotations is your imagination. As previously explained, there is only one substance. This substance is consciousness. It is your imagination which forms the substance into concepts, which concepts are then manifested into conditions and circumstances and physical objects. Let me read it again. It is your imagination which forms this substance into concepts, which concepts are then manifested as conditions and circumstances and physical objects. Thus, imagination made your world. This supreme truth, with but few exceptions, man is not conscious of. The mystery, Christ in you. Referred to in the second quotation is your imagination by which your world is molded. The hope of glory is your awareness of the ability to rise perpetually to higher levels. Christ is not to be found in history nor in external forms. You find Christ only when you become aware of the fact that your imagination is the only redemptive power. Your imagination redeems you from that depressive state, redeems you from that hateful state. Your imagination redeems you from that sick state. When this is discovered, the towers of dogma will have heard the trumpets of truth, and like the walls of Jericho, crumble to dust. Your imagination is what redeems you. What redeems you? The Christ in you. That's your power. That's your one true power. What do you believe about yourself? Because that is what is going to be the predictive, what is going to predict your physical reality. So take an inventory of your thoughts right now. This next 31, you got 31 days into the new year to inventory your thinking and see what you've been thinking about consistently and holding on to and how it connects to what your reality is today. You got that time. You ain't got to be there for hours because I can tell you right now, a few minutes, you start thinking, you know what? This is why my money situation is bad. Oh, this is why my relationship is bad. All of you who like to blame everybody else because you are having failed relationships, it's the man, he this, that, this the woman. Nah. No, 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 no. It's you. It's all you. The people and things in your life is just Manifestations of your own consciousness and your imagination of what you desire to have in your life at that time. So if you got a thief in your midst, check your consciousness. Check it. Ooh. All right, it's 10:58. Let's see. Let's see who's on the line. Who's out there? We got Indie Circle, peace, my brother. And DJ B Thunder said, morning, everyone. And peace, love, prosperity, and extreme wealth to everyone. He says again. He says, could you add the link for tomorrow's webinar in the members portal? It's already there. It's been there. It has been there. I've already updated it. Maybe let me check that. Let me check it. I know why I did, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Oh, maybe I didn't update. No, okay, the title didn't change. It's there. The link is there. It's just I forgot to change the title from driver's license webinar to. I didn't update that. That's probably why y'all confused. I'm updating it now. December 2nd, 9 p.m. See. There it is. I'm sorry. I didn't rename it. That's probably what got y'all confused of why you didn't see it. Good thing I checked it. y'all be keeping me on my toes, man. You know, hey, I apologize. Oh, so I did that. JD, super solid piece and good people. He said, I'm just happy you don't eat during our classes. That's a private joke. I know what you're talking about. That's funny, dude. You got jokes. It's hard to get the information through hearing the smacking and chewing. I just believe that it is disrespectful to paying members of the class to eat during a lesson and have to hear that. That's funny. Yeah, I know that. Great show, brother. There's only one way to do things, and that's the right way. Me and you are always in honor. Yes, sir. Falcon L555 says, amen. Indeed, powerful show. Thank you. Above and beyond what Corinne says, feeling get the blessing. That's right. Oh, yeah. You know what? Before I say anything, I know I saw it on social media, but um is it okay if I tell everybody the good news, Corinne? Is it okay? Just give me the okay and I'll do it. If you don't want me to, I will back off. Theoretically, God said, great show, keep it up. Mills in the meat making says, great show. That's the wife. They back from Portugal now. They're back from Portugal. And everything's good. Theoretically, God likes up. Yes, please put the likes up. But Corinne, if just let me know, I'm not closing the show until I get in. She said yes. Okay, good. So here's the good news, Corinne and Steve, one of my most loyal followers. They are expecting a baby. Congratulations. I'm gonna put that in there. Congratulations. And I'm happy for them. They are expecting. Hey, and hey, I'm still will be honored. I know you guys asked me to do something for you guys a while back. Whenever you guys are ready, I am honored to do your services for you. All right. So just let me know when you're ready. But and this is a perfect time. I just taught how to do the create the baby statements, all of that. Oh, I just hope we can work together on that. Yeah. Yeah, they're expecting a baby. Not sure what they're, boy or girl, but we know that this baby is going to be healthy and healthy and spoiled at the same time. See, you're supposed to spoil your kids. It's okay to spoil your kids. Not ruin them, but it's okay to give them something. Because think about it, this world is so ready to give them the worst thing possible. You're supposed to be, as parents, wanting to give them the best thing possible. You know, I'm really truly happy for them. Yeah. So, new addition to the Hindsight family. Wow, that it's a girl. Wow, okay. She's having a girl. She already know. So you guys been holding back for a while, or I just been under a rock. Because when I saw the Instagram, I saw the baby bump. I said, man, that ain't just happened. That's been a minute. Yeah. So, well, congratulations again. I knew you guys are going to be great parents. And I look forward to seeing the baby come. And we will definitely have some gifts for this little girl. All right. And I just said thank Corinne, Steve. They've always been really good supporters. They looked out for me. I did a seminar last year in Illinois, and it was on my birthday, and they brought me a cake and everything. It was that was really nice of them. All right. With that being said, that's the end. It's 11:05. I have to get on the phone with a really good friend of mine, Jimmy Carter. I talked to him yesterday. We're going to be doing some work together. He's a gentleman that when I worked at Time Warner Cable, he trained me I knew how to sell, but I had to learn how to sell the Time Warner way. And he trained me. I did a ride along with him. And we got to talking, and we realized how much we had in common. Now, this is what the world calls a white man from a, what you would consider, South. And I'm from Brooklyn, New York, the city, and we had a lot in common in how we thought about things, and we've been friends ever since. And I remember just talking about him. I just remember one time when I started in the sales department. I mean, it took a while to get paid, because it was a new department, and I had some bills I needed to pay, and I didn't have the money to pay him. And I just told him what was going on, and I didn't ask him. He just lent me some money to be able to pay the bills, and I didn't know at the time he, was struggling with things like debt and things like that. And he helped me. And he lent me the money. I gave him the money back. And see, those are friends. See, your friends, real friends, will see you struggle, and they will come to your aid. You don't have to ask. They'll just give it to you. They'll just help you. That's what real friends are. Sometimes you do have to open your mouth and ask because they don't know. But if you're friends with someone and you're talking to someone and you're just sharing, they know you need something. Because we had a conversation and he come, hey, Akeem, I know, do you need something? And that's what I'm saying. In my life's experience, people talk about racism and how, the white man this and white, and we have I can't jump on that ship. Because the people who have really done me the best in my strangers, far as strangers in my life, have been people from other cultures, white people. Like I've gotten pulled over. The best I've ever been treated is by white cops. So when I see these things on TV and they highlighting white cops shooting this and that, I'm not saying that those things don't happen, but in my experience, I've never had a negative experience with the white cop where they were treating me like I was less than human. Now, when the brothers pulled me over, all they was the man. They went in, talk trash to me. You just talk down to me. So that's just been my experience, and that might be because of my viewpoint on people. I don't see people as, oh, you know, bad. Or, I deal with people as according to how they present themselves to me. That's what I try to do. And then I had to check some of my thinking on some, because you realize when you really check your thinking, you might black folks are some of the most racist people I've come across. I think I'm kidding. There's some of the things we say, like, and we don't even see it as being racist or prejudiced, but it is. So we can't be the pot calling the kettle black. Period. But anyway, once again, Corinne, Steve, congratulations. Thanks for being loyal listeners. And thank you to everyone who has listened to me throughout the years. And you got many more years to go. The show's not over. All right. With that being said, peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Who you listen to, who you choose to take advice from, inadvertently or not, directly or indirectly, affects the outcome of your ability to level up. Sometimes you'll take advice indirectly just in conversation, like with family. They're talking about their job, they're talking about all of these different things and how you need to go do this and do this. And you're a person standing there with big dreams and they're talking about 9 to 5s. There's no one in that circle that you can connect with about your dreams and where you want to go. So if you hang around that long enough, you'll start to say, you know what, maybe I need to go get this job just to be safe, and I'll work on my dreams later. I'll work on my dreams in the spare time. I'll work on that business that I know will make me multiple millions of dollars in my spare time. And the insanity of doing something like that, listen to me very carefully, the insanity of doing something like that is this. You have these big dreams and you want to open a business, whatever it is, and make millions of dollars. Yet you take a job where you know you're not going to make millions of dollars here. You know there's no way possible you can make that kind of money. You only can make that kind of money for the boss, whoever owns the company. You can be a part, one of the cogs in the wheel or in the machine, the 9 to 5 machine, one of the cogs of many other parts to make them millions of dollars. But yet you'll say, I'm going to work on my business in my spare time. This is my side hustle. Let me tell you something. That job should be the side hustle and your business should be your main hustle.